You want to be mysterious, don't you? You've probably heard how attractive that is to women, right? Let me tell you a story. I'm 21 years old and I've just matched with this super cute Asian girl on Tinder and I'm so excited. I'm gonna do my best to play my best game and I'm gonna figure this out. I don't even have faith in myself at this point. I'm batting above my league, but I stay the course. I start texting her and we have a good vibe. So we keep on messaging each other. And then eventually I get her phone number. As I'm texting her, I find out that she went to the same high school that I went to. I'm like, let's go. So now we have some common ground. And this is actually important because this allows her to trust me. So I keep texting her, and every day we're going back and forth. I text her for 2 weeks, and eventually I get the courage to ask her out. And she says yes. So we go out, we just go and get a smoothie together, and we spend time, and we laugh, and we take pictures, and eventually it's time to go home. And then my parents tell me that I'm gonna be going on a trip. They tell me that I'm gonna be going to Kenya for about 3 weeks. I start to get a little bit anxious because I just met this girl and I know that if I leave too long, she might forget about me. So I tell her I'm gonna be going to Kenya, but we can still talk when I'm there. And she says, okay. So I fly to Kenya and I'm still texting her when I can. She's responding when she can. It's a 7 hour time difference, so we're not talking as much as we used to. And eventually, she decides to call me. It's 2 a.m. in the morning in Kenya. I grab my phone and I pick up, hey, and she says hi. And so now I'm starting to tell her everything about me. We're on the phone for an hour, then 2 hours pass, and we go back and forth, and she knows me like the back of her hand. Eventually, I come back to the US, and we just keep talking. Eventually, somehow, some way, I'm actually able to seduce this girl. I don't even know how. And as soon as I do that, I text her, and I'm like, hey, um, so what are we? Do you want to be my girlfriend? Immediately, she's repulsed by the idea, and she says, no, we're just friends. Bro, pain. Oh my God. I feel like somebody literally just stabbed me in the heart. I'm sick to my stomach, and I don't even want to talk to this girl anymore. I didn't realize how important it was to remain detached and to remain mysterious. My name is Andrew. I help young men go through a transformation in life through self-improvement. If you want to join my cult, it's the first link in the description. Back to the video. So you want to find out how you can be more mysterious. I went through this journey of realizing that keeping your mystery is important, but not so important when the girl wants to know about you. You see, most guys are in a position right now where they're offering up information about themselves to the girl. And I've gone through this too. I've had experiences where a girl will ask me, "So, what do you do?" And I'll tell them, "I do this. I play piano. I like to go to the gym." And they're like, "This guy doesn't get it." That's what they're thinking in their head. They might still keep talking to you after that, but deep down inside, they know that you don't get it. Because girls look at you like you're a puzzle, and the pieces are scrambled, and they want to be the ones to put you together. They want to be able to figure you out. So don't make it too easy. And at the same time, you can't make it too hard. Now, what do I mean by this? The other day, a girl had called me, and we were talking on the phone. She's telling me, oh, I'm so busy with work. I have this and this, and I just came from church. And I'm like, oh, what church do you go to? And she tells me, oh, I go to this church. I say, oh, word, I've been there before. I know mad people that go there. And she asks me, what church do you go to? And I tell her, I get around. I go to this church sometimes or this church. And I keep it vague because I don't commit to any religious organization. And then eventually I make the mistake of asking her, "What do you do for work?" And she tells me, "Oh, I work at a restaurant." I said, "Oh, okay, that's what's up." And naturally, as a flow of conversation, she asks me, "What do you do for work?" And this is a question I don't like to answer on the phone because it's a complicated one. I'm not somebody that can just say, "I work at a pizza shop. I work at McDonald's. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor." My job is complicated. It can't be fit in a neat little box like other people's. So I tell her, "Well, I'm an entrepreneur, but this isn't something I really like to talk about." And now she's getting a little bit confused. She said, "Well, why don't you like to talk about it? What do you actually do?" And now she's really trying to figure me out, and I'm not giving her what she wants. And I become more firm, and just as I become more firm that I'm not telling her, she becomes more firm that she's not going to see me unless I tell her this. She gives me an ultimatum. She says, "If you don't tell me what you do for work, I'm not going to see you." This is the point you don't want to get to. Because this is your practical advice. Don't offer free information. However, if she asks you a question, she wants to know about you, which means what? She is interested. That's a good sign. Now it's time to let go some of the keeping it close to your chest. Open yourself up a little bit. Now, not too much. Answer the question as it needs to be answered, but don't expand on what doesn't need to be expanded on. If she's asking you, "What do you do for work?" and you work in sales, you can say, "Oh, I work in sales." Don't say, "Oh, I've worked in sales for the past 5 years, but before that, I had a job doing network marketing. And so then I came to sales and I really like." No, 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 no. You just work at sales. That's it. You don't even say what kind of sales you do. You're just in sales. You keep it vague and you let them piece you together. Because when somebody's solving a puzzle, one piece of the puzzle is connected to another piece, right? But just because you have one piece connected to another piece doesn't mean you have the whole thing figured out. You still need to connect more dots. And they want to do that. They want to figure you out. So why are you doing it for them? You're making them bored. So keep that part to yourself. And the last thing is, if they ask, be honest. That's the last thing. If they ask, be honest and answer. But at the same time, keep it vague. Keep it playful. Don't be so serious all the time. If she asks, "What do you do for work?" One time a girl asked me this. She said, "What do you do for work?" And I said, "I'm a shoebox salesman." And she said, "Shoebox salesman?" I said, "Yeah, I sell the shoe boxes." And she said, "So you don't sell the shoes?" I said, "No, I just sell the box that the shoes come in." And she's like, "What?" But immediately she's intrigued. She says, "Who sells just the box that the shoe comes in, but not the shoe? And how do you even make money doing that?" So now she's having all these questions in her mind. And eventually, I get her number at the end of that day and I take her out and she asked me, "So are you really like a shoebox salesman?" I was like, "No, no, no. I was joking. I actually sell this." And I told her like straight up what I actually sold after I knew that she was genuinely interested in what I was doing. And this is how you need to be about your business. Like I totally just made up a joke about what I sold. And you can use something like this too. Something just ridiculous that a girl wouldn't believe, or she has to believe it because you're telling it to her. But it doesn't seem real and it just causes her to think so many questions in her mind. Like who actually does something like this? They'll be intrigued. And because they're intrigued, they'll be interested. And because they're interested, they'll give you a chance. They'll actually see if they like you or not. Sometimes all you need is to get your foot in the door. But you don't need to stand so much on what you do. Stand instead on who you are. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to you as a person. It doesn't come down to what you do. if you can have that level of confidence in yourself that you know who you are and that you're worth it because you are him, you'll have no problems. It all gets easier once you realize that it's about the person that you are. It's about the person that you're becoming. And it's about where you're going in life. It's not about the mystery. Those things help, but that's not the end all be all. What kind of person are you? And where are you going? Do you have a vision for your life? You got this. Keep your cards close to your chest. Don't put them all on the table. But when they ask you, what's your hand? Make sure you show them. Peace.